It is a head.
So here we go. A reminder that these matches are best of 11 frames. First to 6 is going to march into the quarterfinal. So 2 Masters champions out in the arena today. Another 2 in the commentary box as well, with Sean Murphy alongside Dennis Taylor. Good afternoon to the 2 of you.
Very good afternoon, Hazel. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's Ding Junhui who gets this opening frame underway. It just never ceases to amaze me when these players are introduced into this venue. The reception they get makes you want to play good snooker. Not easy to pick a winner of this one, Sean.
No, good afternoon, Dennis. Good afternoon, everybody. As you say, not easy to pick a winner, and the beautiful Alexandra Palace arena there, full to the brim this afternoon as 2 former champions go head to head. This red's close, but very, very hard to pick a winner here. It's very unlikely that somebody will win this match to 0 or 6-1. I think there's a lot of snooker to be played this afternoon.
And straight away we've got an awkward frame with 3 reds up the other end of the table, which is this safety area normally. So now the safety shot is back behind the black. Neither player would have wanted this. Well judged, but that might even be a possibility. I know it's an early call, but it could be a re-rack the way it's going here if they start tipping about in the pack. Mark just having a look around at this fabulous audience here, soaking up the atmosphere. They used to be able to get 2,700 into the conference center, which is no longer there, but a lot of the crowd were further away from the table. This venue, you've got 2,200 people and they're all in close to the action. That's what makes it so special. I think they should have a look at each other here and maybe start this frame again. No, they're not having a glance at each other, but if someone come in and had never seen snooker before and they were watching this, would think this is a funny game they're playing. Smiles all around, so it was only a matter of time before they were going to get them re-racked. Nice to see smiles from both players there. I mean, as I say, it's a sort of venue you want to play your best snooker when you've got an atmosphere like this. It's just incredible. That's what you turn professional for. Your ambition is to get to these sort of venues. Crucible is exceptional, but this has got its own special atmosphere. I always, along with a lot of other players, think this is the second most difficult one to win, Sean. I know the UK is up there, but this one with the top 16, it's not easy to win.
Yeah, you're probably right, Dennis. I mean, it's cliche to say, we say it every year, but every single match could be a final. I'm sure these 2 have played in plenty of finals before. And it's the elite players in this wonderful invitation event that's celebrating its 50th year this year. And so we go again. Frame 1, take 2.
Thanks. Thank you. The first frame, Ding Junhui.
That's a pretty good break-off shot, covering the reds to the right with the green. That's what you're looking for, to get the white as tight to the cushion, but over behind the green. He's not tight on the cushion, but it's a pretty good break-off.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard to do, actually, on these cloths with these types of balls, to get the cue ball in behind that green. Shouldn't cause Mark too much trouble.
What has he done here? Needs to bounce. He's just underhit that. He's playing to knock that red onto the side cushion. What a careless mistake that was. And he can get across behind the black. It's available into the same pocket as the red. So an early chance for Ding Junhui.
1.
Not a great chance, just a couple of reds available. But he can soon develop that pack of reds in a couple of shots' time. He just overscrewed that. He wanted to be
8.
straight on this red into the right corner. As I say, the black's only available into one corner, and I don't think he can hold it looking at that angle. So he can't really play for the black.
Thank you.
So temporarily out of position. This would be some shot. If he can pot the blue and leave that red next to the black for the left corner pocket, that would be something special. I don't know if he's got the angle to do that, or that's what he's trying. And look at this shot. Is he going to slip around the back of the red? Oh, just a fraction out.
14. Ding Junhui, 14.
Just a bit too much pace on that. The table seems to be playing quite quickly, Sean. Looks lovely.
Yeah, it was fabulous last night, I have to say. Very similar to the practice tables. And of course, at this venue, because there's just the one table, both players get to have 10 minutes warm-up on the table as well. So no excuse for not being used to the table. And that's an excellent long red from Ding Junhui. Red by the black causing problems. I think it's available to the left-hand corner. He's just come down to check on that. He'd love to get on that as soon as he possibly can. That would free the black into both pockets. But that's a few shots away, I would think.
Three. 4.
He's just overrun that cue ball there by quite a long way. He wanted to be top side of the blue for choice of baulk colour and blue. So now he's got to find a way in and out of baulk. He might find his way onto that red by the black. Well, he's on it in a fashion,
9.
but this is anything but easy.
That was never going to be easy, that. He was having to play the stun shot, and I think he got a little bit of unwanted side, which threw that cue ball offline. So it was the poor positional shot that caused the problem there for Ding Zhongwei.
1.
And what a golden opportunity this is for the Welshman. There's, what, 5, 6 reds in nice potable positions. It's amazing, the tip of the cue. It's such a hard
8.
tip. You can actually hear it when he strikes the ball. I don't think there's many players that use a tip as hard as the one that Mark Williams uses, Sean.
9.
Oh, absolutely right, Dennis. You can hear it, can't you, when he strikes the cue ball? It has that what we would class as a tinny sound. It sounds hard, but that just shows you, it's each player's personal preference. Now that cue ball has
16.
either gone slightly too far or not far enough. And this red into the middle pocket is a bit thinner than it appears.
$17.
You could see the side take effect there when it come off that baulk cushion. The natural angle would have taken it into the yellow. It's okay, gone too far for the one for the right, but he was
22.
playing position in such a way he was going to leave himself options there.
$23.
He's always been a fabulous player to watch. The way he walks around the table, he's so fluent, but it's just wonderful to watch Mark Williams play. And to still be doing it at 49 years of age is amazing. Caught him out slightly there, the pace of the table.
28.
It'll still cut this, but it should have been easier than this.
Mark Williams, 28.
Yeah, you won't get any reaction from Mark, but yeah, the positional shot caused the problem there.
One.
Well, he got the cannon, unless he can get this red that's closest to this right-hand corner pocket. He's going to struggle. Don't think he can get through the gap to that. And that kiss could have been kinder. There's the red I'm talking about. I don't think he can get to the potting angle of that red. Coming round to look at it now, it must be very tight. No. So he's only going to get 8 points from that opportunity. Both players have had a couple of chances already now. Neither player seems to have settled just yet. And that's the big battle out there, you know. You look forward to these matches for so long. The adrenaline starts pumping with the introductions. You come through the crowd, but then you've got to settle down and play. And I don't think either player has settled yet.
Yeah, to be fair to Ding Junhui, he was very unfortunate when he played the cannon there to leave himself in the position he finished up without a pot to go at. And the brown has just been knocked off its spot, which makes it a good target behind the yellow and brown to get that cue ball, and he can get over there off a couple of cushions.
Mark having a look at playing that red up and above to the left of the black, in off the red by the black. And that's what he played. He missed the cannon to the second red, and that red's run loose. But how's the cue ball? Pretty good.
As I mentioned, the fact the brown was offered spotted, it made that quite a good target to hide the cue ball. Just can snick this one. Get off a couple of cushions back to the safety area. Oh, why not potted as well?
One.
Unintentional kiss in the blue, but do you think he played that one, Sean?
Well, I was looking at the replay to see if there was an apology, which there wasn't, but I don't think he played it. I think he played safe, as you said. And that's nicely played round the house for a choice of reds. Played for the red to the left corner. Always knew this red by the left middle was available.
4.
Wants that cue ball to slow down. No, he's out of
5.
position again. So a scratch of the head and a rethink.
Well, they definitely haven't got the pace of the table so far. What a recovery pot that is, by the way. Ten out of 10 for
11.
that pot.
Twelve.
So he's going to need one of those reds that's stuck together underneath the pink. And as you can see from there, if he left the cue ball where the black is, following this next red, the bottom red, it goes to the left middle. So doesn't
18.
need to cannon into the two reds. I think if he did play the cannon, he'd be very unlucky not to nudge one on. He's looking at playing for pink to nudge the reds into play. Very unlucky to move those reds and not be on one of them. But he doesn't need to do it.
Nineteen. 25.
A red and a black would leave Mark needing a snooker, but having to cannon the black here. And, you know, he took his eye off the pot. He's got away
He's
with
away
it. He holds his
25.
hand up, but he took his eye off the pot there, thinking more about what was going to happen the cue ball. Got away with it.
Oh, he's been extremely unlucky there, hasn't he, Dennis? I mean, the first red we didn't think he went for. He's gone for that red, and I think he's snookered Mark on both reds. An incredible slice of luck so early on in this match.
It's so easy to hit this red, but to judge it and come off the cushion and just clip the red thin, he'll send it towards this left corner pocket. And that's the reason he's not playing that. But I think it's a better shot than trying to go across the table. Hits the cushion first, flicks the red across. The white will head up towards the blue. It's got to be the shot, I would think. So let's see if he can pull this off. Now he's just playing a little containing safety shot. May find himself in trouble after this one. Had to play that with quite a bit of swerve to create that angle. That's okay. Mark can get to the red closest to the black and back up into a similar position to where the cue ball is at present. Played it well. Oh, that's helped his cause. Okay, he's left a potential pot, but just knocking the brown onto the cushion may prove to be quite a crucial ball that later on in this opening frame. Is the green going to come to his rescue? I don't think so. It's tight. It has. There you see it. That's a poor misjudgment. He was hoping to send that red up the table, leave the white down there, and made a bit of a mess of that one. He'll He'd like to take the other one, but the brown's in the way, leaning over the table.
One.
Come up a bit short. Left himself a thin snick now. And now he's debating whether to even take the cut on. Don't blame him for playing that shot. Do with just snicking this red, sending the white back up the tables, the two cushion escape shot. Not easy to judge, but he's played it pretty well. He'll settle for that. Great effort.
Excellent attempt there from Mark Williams to try and move the brown and keep the red safe. Got half the shot right, and he was very close to moving that brown into play. That's the only ball really that is in Ding's favour here. Despite leading by 20 points, they don't really mean much.
Well, previously up the other end of the table, he tried to hit the cushion first and made a mess of the safety shot. He was looking at doing the same again, hitting the cushion first, but if he does that, the pink and the black he could career into, so I wouldn't suggest that that would be the shot, but let's see what he decides on. He's playing it again, but that the black was in the way, the pink was in the way. I don't think that was the right shot there.
And if we are looking for clues, very, very early days in this match, if we are looking for clues as to who might win, it's very hard to separate these two greats. But if it comes down to a tactical fight, I think Mark Williams is possibly the stronger player.
Well, that's more or less handed the frame on a plate, you'd have to say, to Ding Junhui. Just played to float the red in, is the way he tends to play an awful lot of his pots, but Ding's just looking around at the scoreboard. So he's got to get himself onto a colour, and then he won't really need the brown if he gets a high enough value colour off this red. Well, there you go. Has he knocked the brown into the pocket? Oh dear.
One.
Well, goodness me. That's the second or third massive slice of luck we've seen in this first frame. He didn't mean the cue ball to hit that brown at all, to knock it over the pocket. Wow. Sometimes it's just meant to be, isn't it?
Meanwhile, Mark knows that the yellow's not a gimme. He'll know before it's in, before we will. He's sitting right in line with the pocket there. Yeah, right in the center of the pocket.
7.
So definitely the run of the ball has gone against the Welshman in this opening frame, but
10.
We did have a re-rack, and even in the best of 11, it's always nice to get that opening frame on the board.
14. 19.
Doesn't matter about the pink.
Taking away
Both
19.
players have plenty of opportunities at that opening frame. But in the end, it's Ding Junhui who's probably settled. He takes the opening frame, 1-0.
Ding, but when he gets in amongst the pink and blacks area, he's lethal.
Okay, back we go, frame 2.
Well, an excellent break-off from Mark Williams, as was Ding's in the first frame. It's so difficult. I can't explain how difficult it is to get the cue ball in behind the ball colours like that with today's conditions. So skillful.
The black's tied up, and knowing Mark Williams, he might try and just free the black with a delicate little shot here. That's all it needed to make the black potable. Well, that's not the best safety shot that Ding Junhui's ever played. Okay, he hasn't left anything on, but a long way from the cushion this time.
In a little bit of trouble here, Ding Junhui, not immediately obvious. Now he's going to get the cue ball back up and down the table. Not sure if he can get to the red to the left-hand side cushion. No, he can't. The green's in the way. He could try and play really, really thin off the reds to the left of underneath the pink, but that corner pocket, blue and red by the blue, are in play with that shot. It's going to take some thinking about this. He's playing thin off this red. It has to be super thin. Wow, he caught it way too thick. Nearly collided with the pink on the way around, but he'd probably settle for that.
The green hampering Mark, so he can't take a red onto the right corner, so he was rather fortunate there, Ding Junhui. And this is where you've got to keep your composure out there. Whenever you're not getting a run of the ball and your opponents, things are just going right for him, as we showed when he knocked the brown over the pocket in the previous frame. But you're looking at one of the coolest customers in the game, and Mark Williams. Very little phases. The Welshman, wonderful temperament.
Again in trouble here. The red 3 from the pocket is the one he wants to play, but I don't think he can get to it.
There is a shot to come off 2 cushions and just nestle in that one that's nearest the pocket. Just nestle in behind it. He wouldn't leave anything, but he's trying something a bit special here with the butt of the cue in the air. It's not a bad shot. He's made a pretty good effort there to get that white back into the safety area.
Well, that red is on, but it's not straightforward to get to a colour, so we might see Mark refuse it. Just catching the bump of that middle pocket. Is it Mark Williams' turn to get a bit of good luck? Wants that cue ball to pull up. Just about there.
He tiptoed away there just in case the white dropped in. So Mark's turn to have a little bit of a run of the ball, which he certainly could do with after the previous frame. Has the blue come to the rescue, or is there a gap? There might just be a gap, you know. Yeah, he can get through to that red. So this is a half chance.
One.
Didn't mean to cannon the green, and how's his luck? He's got this red to the right-hand corner pocket.
6.
All things considered, he'll take that result. And that red over the corner
7.
pocket is in a great position to use to get to the black, especially with that red above the black waiting. So that's in 3 shots' time.
Twelve. 13. 20. 21.
Just coming round to see if a cannon's necessary. If the red directly above the black pots, he can find his way onto it, and in doing so will move other reds. They're not a great bunch to go into from that particular angle, so interesting to see what he plays here.
28. 29.
Could have done with a slightly better angle on the black there. That's caused the problem. Now he's got to pop this tricky one into the right middle pocket, and we know
36.
these middle pockets are very tight. You've got to be absolutely spot on. That's the problem. Is that
Mark
a
Williams,
couple of shots ago
36.
with the position, he left himself not the right angle on the black to make it easy for himself.
And I'm just wondering if this red to the left of the pink pots into the green pocket. It does.
One.
Great shot.
I think he's okay. That red is available into the right corner. Needed to hit it a little harder though. He wanted the white nearer to the cushion. It's still potted,
8.
but he's going to have to get the extensions out. Looking at the one into the left middle pocket now. But surely it's got to be the one. Yeah, he's asking for the extended rest, and he's got to be a wee bit careful with the cannon and the other red. Well, he doesn't just lose the white somewhat. He could screw this back. Seen a couple of shots in your match missed into this pocket yesterday, Sean. Easier than this.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I wonder whether Ding saw that, and that's why he's just dollied the red in. No real attempt to gain position on the next colour there.
9.
Very, very difficult pot this now from the side cushion, and also to gain position on the next red. Force the cue ball back to where he is now for a choice of reds. But goodness me, this is some shot. Oh, unlucky. Nothing he could do about the cannon to the pack. Did his
60.
job and potted the black. This red still cuts to left middle, but it's extremely difficult. The good thing is the red doesn't pass the brown, so there's an element of safety about this.
Could finish on the black here.
Seventeen. Ding 17. One.
Got to get those 5 reds open, but he's not perfectly on the blue to do that. He wanted a slightly more angle. might be able to force it, but he has forced it, and it makes it more difficult to judge the cannon then when you're forcing it like that.
6.
Don't think it's a 3-ball plant. He did have a look at it. Not quite on, as you can see.
Mark Williams 6.
What has he attempted there? He thought there was a possible plant coming off the cushion. He's been rather fortunate. He's left a pot, but let's have another look at this. He must have felt that the plant was on. That was really ambitious. Even you, the magician, wouldn't have taken that, no, Sean?
Well, the 2 reds were actually perfectly set to the left-hand middle pocket, but they squeezed, didn't they, from that angle of attack? Now, this is a bit of a stretch.
One.
Now this black's very thin, coming round to have a look at the potting angle, but with that red waiting over the green pocket, you'd like to think it doesn't really matter where the cue ball finishes, so just pot the black. You should be on at least 1 red. Well, incredibly, the blue has blocked the
8.
path to that red, but he's got this red to the black pocket, which is probably better in this case.
9.
He's come up a bit short again
60.
with his positional plays. He's left a few of them short so far in this match. But that red, as Sean mentioned, was always over the pocket as a
70.
little bit of insurance. 42 the difference. Just needs the 1 more red to level the scores up.
22. Twenty-three.
So no fireworks just yet in this match. 2 frames where both players have been missing.
Good.
Well, there is the
Up
nod
against 30
from
and a frame.
Bing Junhui. As you say, Dennis, no fireworks yet in this match, but Mark Williams won't be bothered about that. It's one each.
No one does. Only Mark.
Well, on to
Told you before, he's a
himself.
freak.
We'll let you ponder that as we head back for frame 4.
I remember practicing with you, Sean, when you were turning professional, and the tip on your cue was like an accordion. You could have stretched it. I've never seen anything like that, and you used to play fantastic with it. Why was that?
You know, I was young and didn't really know much about it. I just used the tip that came out of the box. It was very soft. Total opposite to the one Mark's using. Oh, and he's tried to bring the red and black into play there.
One.
Good pot.
Green ball.
Knew he couldn't get the cue ball behind the reds and blacks. Was just looking for a bit of luck there. Didn't get it. So just the 1 point. But yeah, I think it's
These are
important to
win-one.
mention whilst we're talking about Mark's tip, you know, he has had success with it. You know, he did win the Champion of Champions, and so it's okay being critical of it, but he likes it. So, you know, crack on. But you don't get as much spin. That is for certain. This looks good. In behind the brown. Great shot. As played. Tap on the table from Mark Williams to acknowledge that. It's not immediately obvious. Where's safe, Dennis?
Yeah, he'd be looking to try and nestle on the red that's just behind the black spot, but is there a path through to that? But can't get over to the right side of the table. You'll have to give this a little bit of thought. Yeah. Needs a little bit of sorting out, this one. You're almost looking for one near the cushion to be able to nestle onto. Yeah, the yellow slightly in the way, but I don't know if we can get to that red I mentioned, land on it. Hang on to your hats here.
Foul. Had a miss. Bing Junhui 4.
I thought he was going to just crash into them there the way he aimed at that, but he was playing a delicate
Yes, please,
shot
Jan.
with so much side to clip that red. That's to the left of the bunch.
For the brown. Can't see that.
Needs a little bit of
Full
help here to
ball.
get the white back.
That way. And a half a ball to me. Bit more, touch more.
I can hear Jan Verhaas's voice in the
And
background,
a
so he's
touch that way.
directing.
Bang on.
Yeah, bang on. If it's good enough for Jan, it's good enough for me.
It's an incredible shot Mark's trying to play here. It's totally alien to how you would normally play this. Playing it with right hand, what we call check side in this case. So the cue ball comes off the side cushion with that side spin, and it hits the back cushion here,
Yeah, thank you.
and then checks up on itself, goes on a completely unnatural angle. Watch this. Well, it was a very, very well thought out shot that unfortunately has left this red over the pocket. But you see the replay here, side cushion, back cushion, checks up on itself. And he was looking for the thinnest of edges on that red.
He's got to get plenty of action on this to get back for the blue here. That caused him to miss the pot because he had to force it. Similar situation for Mark here. I don't know if he can get himself onto the black. The black is available, as you can see from that angle, but not easy to do that. No, he couldn't hold it. Okay, the red's gone in, but he's lost the cue ball.
So now he's got to find a place where he can hide that cue ball, and the red to the right middle won't be available.
Mark Williams, 1.
Just making sure that there's no plants available. Might be there's 2 reds there, but I think they'd be going to the, well, they're not far off being a plant. And let's have a look. If they're close together, he could squeeze them. It's going to the right of the pocket, but he could make this because the reds are so close together. He can squeeze the shot. No, he's just playing the. I don't know if he can send this red onto the 2 reds. He's just playing the safety though. It's quite an acute angle, that red into the right middle pocket. It is potable, but you know, it looks pretty easy on that shot there, but if you touch the jaw, it won't go in.
Yeah, and he's also reluctant to just take the 1 point. If he hits it hard enough to get to a colour, it makes the pot even more difficult. Yeah, that wasn't as straightforward as it looked on the screen. And as it happens, I think the only red that's potable is the one by the green.
It's a tricky pot along the cushion. If he doesn't fancy that, he can easily get the snooker behind the brown. Just depends how he's feeling. Looks like he's taking the pot on. Very well played. Much more difficult than it looked.
I'm just wondering if Dingle try and play an accurate safety shot here off a couple of cushions for the Reds by the black spot. We know nothing goes to left corner from Mark Williams' previous visit. He could play off 2 cushions and try and crash into those Reds by the black and take a chance. I think that's the shot. Full power into the Reds. Well, he has gone for the delicate option. Needs this cue ball to travel. Yeah, he's on at least 1 red.
5.
Yeah, you see, it's not available now. It was a few shots ago, but not now. It's out of commission completely there. Blue
6.
was always an option, but not easy to control the cue ball. And he's got a couple of reds that's on for the right corner. Sending it right around the angles. And I'll tell you what.
11.
He could develop the black and the reds with the next shot if he wants to. He's got a choice of reds, the one near the black spot, but the one he's now looking at will free the black and the reds. Thought about it. Change of plan. Got to force this in to get round for the blue.
Twelve.
White seemed to jump somewhat. Let's have another look. Watch the white. Dear, that's what took the pace out of it. He's overcut that, and the
Danger
fact that he
weight
has
12.
overcut it, the white's gone close to the cushion, so Mark's left for that red that Ding
Thank
looked
you.
at previously.
That will do.
And the white's close to the cushion, so this shot is much more difficult. Oh, he doesn't fancy that, lifting the butt of the cue in the air. And
Well, his other problem here is if he plays safe off the red at the top of that little bunch, he's worried about the plant, isn't he? Which we know isn't on. It's on if you squeeze it, which is going to struggle to do from there. But where does the red then go? If he doesn't make the plant, he doesn't want to leave it over the pocket either.
he'll go close to this, you know. He'll go close to it. He squeezed it in.
1.
But he's very unlucky with the cue ball to finish up on the ball cushion.
Mark Williams 1.
That is so hard to play that shot, to nestle on the green on these quick cloths. To get the snooker is, it's quite difficult.
One.
Excellent shot from Ding Junhui. Played that with right-hand side. Felt he had to turn it over a little bit. Didn't think he could play that playing ball, so played that very, very well. Now blue up and down for a couple of reds. Just needs that cue ball to slow up. Needs it to stop.
6.
Don't think he'll be trying to cut this red into the corner pocket. So he's just going to get 6 points for that great long red. But it's important in these situations to keep hold of your concentration. These frames, whilst they might not be the way you want to play, they're
You're
worth
always
exactly
6.
the same come the end of the match. You can't let up for a second, and that's a good shot. Yeah, this is trouble. I think Mark can get through the gap of brown and green to hit the red. 2 from the right middle, there you see it. But what do you do with that? Pot it. That's what you do with it. What a shot that is, by the way.
What a brilliant pot. Clever if he can judge this. Clever if he can judge it.
Mark Williams, 1.
It's very awkward for Ding Junhui. Obviously can hit the red by the right-hand middle pocket, but what does he do with it? How does he get it safe? It's not just the cue ball he needs to worry about here. It's the red as well. Digging down, trying to get the cue ball back to balk. But watch the red. Hasn't got the cue ball where he wanted to. And that red has gone round and brought those other reds into play. So I think Mark can get to the middle of the cue ball here. This is a chance.
A chance that he's let slip away. Okay, hasn't left anything easy for Ding Junhui, but he should have potted that. That was a fairly comfortable one for Mark. A shot to nothing. If it goes in, he could be on a balk colour. If it doesn't, he's safe.
Well, these two reds aren't far off a plant into this right-hand corner pocket. And the red will be going close the way Mark's playing this. Yeah, he was half in his mind. Played your shot, Dennis, the shot to nothing.
There's a bit of a chance this for Ding Junhui, but it needs good cueing, this red to the left of the black and red. Well, you've got to push the cue through in a straight line. Pick the spot and then deliver the cue. No. This time he hasn't got away with it. So both players are just struggling. It seems to be with the pace of the table more than anything. Okay, they're missing some pots, but they're running out of position quite a few times. Mid-session interval coming up after this frame. Mark Williams would like to go there all square. Once again, he hasn't got the cue ball exactly where he wanted.
6.
Might just be able to reach this one near the yellow, but he wanted the cue ball another at least 6 inches up towards the brown. Just leaving it awkward for himself.
Seven.
Not going to be easy to make a frame-winning effort from here with a few reds safe.
Eleven. Twelve.
And once again, he's left it slightly awkward, straight on the blue, so he can't get close to the next pot. This one requires good cueing,
17.
whichever one he decides on. And that pink's going to be a bit of a distraction for him.
Great shot. Not least because of the pink, but that was quite an acute angle into that corner. Now,
25.
got the chance here if he wants to just pop this red. Little stun shot for the green into the yellow pocket, leave the angle to move that red by the left-hand middle pocket. The brown would do as well if it passes the yellow, but the green's definitely on.
$26.
Close to going in the middle pocket, but as I say, they're so narrow, these
Third.
middle pockets. This is a tricky one down the cushion, but he will get an angle on the black to then try and move that difficult last red. But an awful lot of good cueing required for a couple of shots here. And he's got the angle, as you can see from that picture there, to pop the black and dislodge that red
31.
that's near the middle pocket. Key shot coming up. This could be a frame winner if it works.
It's also well placed for a double, isn't it, the red? Which is what he's played for. Has he gone too far?
38.
He had the angle to move it. Is he pretty good at doubles? We'll find out. He is.
39.
That was a cracker. Hasn't been vintage snooker from either player. Okay, 69 break in the previous frame, but
43.
they'll go off to the mid-session interval, and I'm sure things will improve. But as you say, Sean, it's all about just
45.
winning the frame and making sure you go to that interval all square rather than 3-1 down.
$48. $52. $57.
Well, Mark won't be too bothered about the
57.
pin. The
And
knock
the pin.
comes from Ding Junhui. Well, there's been no fireworks in the first 4 frames, but Mark Williams won't be too bothered about that. He trailed, but it's now all square. 2 frames apiece.
Thank you, frame 5. Ding Junhui to break.
Yeah, he's got the white over there again. Keeps blocking the path to the reds to the right corner. No attempt at a pot here. Ding would like to get this red back up the table again. He doesn't want to finish up with an awkward frame. Unintentional cannon onto the yellow. Okay, the cue ball's near the cushion, but we know Mark Williams is past master at floating this type of shot in.
One.
Just can't afford to leave him that type of shot now. Can he get a good cannon here? But he's got to keep his eye on this pot because the black, as you can see from that angle, is far from easy.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Possibly Mark's best shot of the match so far.
8. Nine.
I just feel like Mark has just sensed that whilst he hasn't made the best start, neither is his opponent, and this match is here for the taking.
It's amazing. These two players have only played each other once in the Masters,
40.
and Ding got the better of Mark. And they're only meeting. back in 2011.
15.
Ding is ahead on the head-to-head. 10 wins to 6. Oh, that's a much better shot than it looks, but he threw his hand up as if to say he got a bit of a bounce off the cushion there, Sean.
22.
Yeah, I did see them both do this in the first 4 frames. It's just a small gesture here. He feels as if that cue ball has flown off that cushion. But he's still on a red. It's not the one he played for.
23.
And it's interesting watching Mark because he has a very, very pronounced pre-shot routine. And it just looks to me as if he's concentrating on that a little bit more. Steadies himself before the shot, centres himself. And there's another. I'm sure Mark would tell us a big bounce.
30.
Played for this red he's next to, but into the other middle pocket. Giving the cushion a brush. Thinks there's a bit of chalk on it or something.
$31. $36. $37.
I'm sure Mark would have spent the interval with Lee Walker as a good friend and coach and former World Seniors champion. No, it's not in. Yeah, just talking about Lee Walker,
44.
as we show you that nice split again. He's been working quite a bit with Ronnie O'Sullivan, so he's only got one player to concentrate on in the Masters this year.
45.
Well, whatever advice he gave him during the interval, if he gave him any at all,
50.
certainly looks like it's worked. This is the best Mark's looked all afternoon.
51.
Played to just nudge that end red. He knew this one was always going to be on, but he just played a
58.
little delicate cannon on the one there just to the right of the pink.
59.
He can still leave himself fairly comfortable if he can get the loose red and another high valued colour. .64 in front, as you can see.
64.
So the red and blue, pink or black. The pink, well, maybe the pink's not available, but the blue is.
65.
Well, he's put that white in a very awkward spot. There's still a possible 67 on the table. So this blue to leave Ding Xiaowei needing a snooker. Well, we always say the interval
70.
can change things around, and well, it's Mark Williams that's come out, and certainly the best he's played in the match so far.
Mark Williams, 70.
Completely safe, but barring a snooker, he should put himself one up. So just the one snooker needed. He can have a go at this red. I don't think he can in the black. It's a free shot. White might go close to the left middle pocket.
One.
Oh, that's a classic shot to nothing. Look where the white was if he didn't pot the red. I think Ding Junhui will stay in his seat this time. There's only now 59 remaining.
Mark Williams,
Coming
1.
back to the table, but he wouldn't give him much of a chance.
Yeah, the odds heavily stacked in Mark Williams' favour here, of course. But anytime there's a red left, you can mathematically obtain 15 points from a snookering situation. So I understand why he's carrying on. If you were to come out of a snooker, miss the red, hit the black, that's 7. And leave a free ball, that's another possible 8. So fair play to him for carrying on.
Well, at the moment he needs 3 4-point snookers, 4 reds, 4 blacks, and all the colours to tie. Tall order.
One.
Definitely looks a lot sharper, does Mark Williams, and he looks to be cueing much better than he did at the start of this match.
6. Seven.
What's he got up his sleeve here? Well, he's moved the reds. It was a good effort, wasn't it? But it doesn't really matter this time. Ding Junhui will stay in his seat. And that was a bit more like it from the Welsh potting machine. And he gets himself into the lead. 3 frames to 2.
You can talk.
So that's one coach
that did know what he was talking about.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
There are many great coaches in this game. Back we go. It's Williams in front.
And what a name he's just come up with there, Frank Callan from Blackpool. Was working on the coaching even way back in the Joe Davis era, believe it or not, Sean. He was the daddy of all coaches, and Terry Griffiths, God rest his soul, learned an awful lot from Frank.
Absolutely, as did Chris Henry, who's become coach to many a world champion over the years. They all studied under Frank Callan. He was the godfather. Now looking to Well, I was going to say off 2 cushions and rest on the red by the black. I don't think he played that. Little wave of the hand as he walked back to the table there. Not sure that's the shot Ding played, but he'll take it. Playing the 2 cushion skimmer here.
Following a miss.
That cue
Mark
ball
Williams
picked
for.
up pace off that side cushion, but the blue's going to come to his rescue, I think. So back we go. Doesn't have a full ball contact to any red, I don't think, so the 3 misses and you're out rule doesn't apply.
Yeah, Mark. Cool.
Yeah, well played, well adjusted. He's nudged that brown into an excellent position for a target here. Mark Williams will be trying to swing the cue ball in behind the brown. Not quite where he meant it to finish, but he'll take it.
Total mishit, but it was a pretty good safety that Mark Williams played, and far too thick a contact. As we show you the shot again, he mishit that completely. Okay, there's not a lot available with regards to pink and black, but the reds are nicely placed. Concentrate on reds and blues for a while when he gets up into the scoring end of the table here. That's maybe what he will concentrate on doing. Just forget about the pink and black and make sure you get the correct side of the blue each time.
Four. Nine. 10. $15. 16.
Well, he's got the angle on the blue this time. He's still got a couple of reds, but I'm just wondering if he's debating whether to cannon into the pink with a bit of pace and open pink up, reds up. Doesn't have to do that this time. but he's done it gently, and that's enough to just free the pink. So that was a well-judged cannon
20.
there.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he's gone up a gear, doesn't he? Different player since the interval.
$22.
Yeah, and you can just see there's just an extra second when he arrives at the cue ball for that shot, to play the shot. He just takes an extra second just to steady himself, centre himself on the line of aim. As Stephen was saying, between frames, Lee Walker as an alignment coach, just helping Mark make sure he's on the right line for these shots. There it was. That's just the extra second. Felt he had no choice there but to chance his arm and try and make something happen.
27.
You know, he might have a shot here, Sean, to take the red into the right middle pocket, leave the white where the red is, and he'd be on the black and he wouldn't leave anything. It's a difficult shot, but he was a bit unlucky there with the cannon, but he might just pull this off. It'd be some shot if he knocks this in and gets on the black. He's just steadying himself up. Yeah, he seems to be able to have the angle to take it on as a sort of a free shot. And he's now rolling it. So it'll be for the pink if it goes in. But
Mark Williams, 27.
now, has he left this one through the gap? If he's left a red, maybe he's covered everything, so it was still a clever shot. Can't get to that one. But he can get to this one. This will cut. Keep the white away from the middle pocket.
Yeah, I have to say, Dennis, I agreed with your choice of shot. Play the red to the right middle for Mark and play for the black. That way he couldn't have left any red. Now, he obviously didn't mean to leave the cue ball where he left it. That was a mistake, but there was no risk playing for the black. That's gone wrong for Ding.
6.
It's kind of been the tale of the match so far from Ding Junhui's perspective. He's had chance after chance, but hasn't really managed to string any of these opportunities together. Just had that break of 69 in the third frame. Oh, but that's an excellent recovery pot.
7.
Who needs great cue ball control when you can pop them like that? What a shot that was. Now, he's quite thin on this blue. It's not easy to hold the cue ball without cannoning into another ball, and anytime you play these cannons it's a little bit risky. You feel like as long as he pots the blue he'll be on a red, but we've seen it go wrong before. And can he get through to the red to the left middle?
12.
If not, it's end of break. Well, he can just past the pink. just riding his luck a little bit here. He didn't know anything about that previous cannon on the red that left him to the left middle. Just needs to steady the ship here. This is a good chance to keep himself in this match.
$70. $18.
Totally different match now. This
24.
First 4 frames. The fact that Mark Williams come out and made that break of 70, it seems to have
25.
sparked Ding Junhui into form as well. Delicate little cannon coming up here. I think he's going to be okay when the black was back on its spot. Yeah, he's
32.
down on the shot, so looking much more confident now.
33.
Yeah, and the interval certainly has turned things around, Sean. Both players look like they're really queuing well now.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think you're right, Dennis, to say sometimes you get it, don't you? A player finds a gear and the other one goes with them. It's as if they need that little bit of impetus to get going. But whatever happens here, Ding Junhui is going to need that red
40.
by the right-hand middle pocket, and he'll need an accurate, delicate little positional shot to get in there.
$41. $48. $49.
He's going to need that red that Sean mentioned, and there's just enough room to drop in behind it to leave it
55.
for the left middle pocket. That would be the easiest. He's already thinking about that red and how he's going to go about getting in behind it. And decided heading up for the green was going to be
56.
slightly easier to just screw in behind the red, but he's got to be very precise with this next shot. This could be the key to leveling the match up again. And that's not where he wanted it. It's a tricky one up into the left corner now. He
59.
wanted an easier one than this to clinch the frame.
Ding prides himself. Good pot here. We'll know before he does.
60. 64. Ding 64.
Yellow's not there. 33 points the difference. 2 snookers required. Mark Williams strides out to the table. Couple of snookers. We've seen this many times. Bit of life left in this frame just yet.
Five.
Less
9.
balls left now to get the snookers behind, but he can drop in behind the black here off this one. No, it
14.
means now that he's got a chance of getting in behind the black from the pink, and the fact that he's getting 6 points if he does get the penalty, it means he'll be able to tie. That's the reason he potted the colours there. So it's just the one snooker to tie. Has he got in behind the black? You bet he has.
Mark Williams 14.
And the pink out in the middle of the table, these can be missed. He's got to get a lot of left-hand side on it if he goes the right side of the table, which is the easier side. If he goes the left side, it's not going to be easy to hit this.
No, and he's got to have one eye on the scoreboard here and think about, should I miss it? Leaving the cue ball as far from the pink as possible. So much left-hand side on the one cushion escape to swerve it into the cushion just below the middle pocket. Digging down on the cue ball, trying to get that spin on. No, well played. Wasn't straightforward that at
all. Not as easy to get in behind the black this time, but he's got to keep the pink safe also.
Frank conceded frame Ding Junhui.
Well, the concession does eventually come from Mark Williams following Ding Junhui's earlier break of 64. And we're as we started, level, 3 frames all.
Around here, he has made the semi-finals in 2019 when he lost to Ronnie, and the first match he won actually, Ali Pali, 2017, took a long time, but can he get it done today?
Another decent break-off shot, as Stephen was mentioning. They keep finding that position, and all Mark can do is just send the red back up and leave the white down this end. But this time with the break-off shot, it's tied the black up. He's got to avoid those balk colours with this red. In the previous frame, he sent the red into the yellow. was intending that red to go into the bunch with the safety shot, and it finished up hitting the red and black. But it was quite a positive safety shot. He was hoping to split the bunch up there, but this will cut.
One.
This is quite a positive shot. Well, he was looking at the blue there, but he's changed his mind. He's finished just in an awkward spot. White, a few inches either way would have been much easier. This is not a gimme. But well played, right in the center of the pocket.
Six. Seven.
Yeah, good choice of shot there to play for the black. Whilst that red is close to the black, it makes this pot a little easier, although he's maybe a touch too straight on it for comfort. Yeah, a bit more angle would have made this a lot more straightforward. Oh, well played. And now a good opportunity, if he wants to, next time round, to play for that red above
15.
the black in such a way that he can have the angle to split the reds in the same shot. No, that's gone much too far for that shot. Yeah, you can see a little look up to
22.
the heavens here. Not happy with where that cue ball's finished.
Thank you. 23.
And this is quite a tough shot if he's going to go into the bunch. He's got the loose red, but he's got to power this into the pack. Not easy. Nice played for the loose red. And the white is much closer to the cushion as he looks up to the heavens again.
30.
He hasn't got control of that cue ball at the moment.
Yeah, if this were an exhibition, he'd just play this in with topspin, split the reds and hope to be on the pink, but it's not an exhibition. Well, he still played it. What a shot he's played there, and is he on the black? Best shot of the match so far, that for me.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Sean, that was brilliant. Sean mentioned in an exhibition you'd hammer this in and open the reds up. He's done it there in the Masters. Beautiful shot.
No rest or no spider? No rest?
Might be a bit awkward just with the extended rest to get it into position here. There's another couple of reds that's slightly in the way. That's awkward. Yeah. Ken Doherty was mentioned in the studio, one of the greatest break builders the game's ever seen.
39.
Ding Junhui's had 685 century breaks in his career, 45 last season. He's already on 22 this season. And he's made the maximum break on 7 occasions.
$46. $47. $52. $53.
Well, that definitely wasn't the smoothest bit of cueing we've ever seen from Ding Junhui, but the red still went in, and he's just a few pots away from the line in this frame now.
$60.
Might be minded here to play for the pink rather than the black. Pot the pink next time round, and that moves it out of the way for the red next door to it. He's missed the red, can you believe it? Came right
Junhui,
across
60.
that, turned it over with side. If the red to the middle earlier in the break was the best shot of the match, that's the worst.
Now, the double was worth a risk if there was no red available, but does that red pot into the middle pocket? I don't think so. Otherwise, Mark wouldn't have taken the double on. Nothing goes there, and the one to the right isn't available into the middle pocket. Strong favourite for this frame, having a 60-point advantage.
Well, I have to question that shot from a match play point of view. That red was pretty much safe on the cushion, the wrong side of the table for a Mark Williams counter clearance as a left-hander. Why move it? Mark will lift this red, cue ball near the brown. Forgive me, over the brown spot. And now Ding has no insurance at all. Those 60 points are almost worth nothing at this stage now.
Well, he's got a red over onto the side cushion as a little bit of insurance again. But one good long pot here, and Mark Williams might give himself a chance to get back into this 7th frame. Well, the green's hampering him for the one to the right corner, so Played the other one, but nicely in the pocket, but I don't think he's going to be in the colour.
One.
He can tuck him right tight in behind the yellow.
Mark Williams to 1.
And Ding now with quite a lot to think about. He's in a bit of a hole here, and it's all of his own doing, I'm afraid. He may well be 59 ahead. But that lead could evaporate very quickly. That's a great escape from Ding Junhui. Judged to perfection. Any harder and he'd knock that red on. Great shot. Just feel the net closing in on Ding Junhui here in this frame now. He now forced into this red to the right corner. He doesn't want to go for this. If you miss it, you've no idea where they're going to finish. Hit the wrong side of it. Now, where do they finish? Well, you'd have to say he's had quite a large run of the ball there. He has left a pot for Mark Williams, but he's also knocked the pink safe. That could have been a lot worse.
One.
He's got to start knocking some colours in with these reds, otherwise you're going to finish up needing a snooker. Just checking the scoreboard there.
Interesting decision here, Dennis, isn't it? Because he might think about moving the brown. I know he's trying to come in behind the brown, but if he just lifts the brown a fraction, it just makes it, even just that half a ball turn, just makes the brown a slightly easier pot. And that's all about the counter clearance. The roll up to the yellow looked the obvious shot, didn't it? But moving that brown was too good to resist.
Well, Ding Junhui's given himself this problem where already should have been in the next frame. He should have been one up, and then he's got down with the rest. And wow, what a miss this was, because the frame would have been over.
See, for me here, Ding, he can't risk moving that red from behind the pink. So even if he plays off the black cushion first and just rolls into the back of it, that's better. Yeah, you'd be leaving pots on for Mark Williams, but you cannot afford to move that red now.
You can see the safety success rate. You would expect Mark Williams to be ahead in that department, and he is 84% to Ding Junhui's 76%. Well, this looks pretty good to me. Is he going to hit the black though? No, wonderful shot. Wonderful shot.
Expertly played from Ding Junhui here, and just nestles in between these two reds. You couldn't have picked that up with your hand and played it any better. Great shot. I could love to get this somewhere by the brown. He's a long way short. I wouldn't mind having another go at that. Was playing for the brown there, not the yellow.
I think everyone thought that red was in. I tried to pot that, but got a bit too much side and it threw it into the red and hit it much too thick. But this needs good cueing. In fact, he's close to the cushion.
One.
Well, he's not on the black, but the pink's available. Another quick glance around at the scoreboard. He's almost there now in this frame. That should be enough. The red to make absolutely certain.
7. Eight.
Yeah, you just sense it has a deciding frame written all over it this match. Nothing to separate them at the
13.
moment.
Yeah, and the last time they played a best of 11
14.
was the 2023 UK Championship quarter-final, and that did go all the way to a deciding frame, Dennis. Ding just edged it 6 frames to 5. You might have just called it.
21. 22. $28. 29.
Be nice to clear them up here, just for give that confidence another little boost.
$36. 38.
Doesn't matter about the
We're
green.
going
It was the
38.
earlier break of 60
And the
that
frame.
paved the way for Ding Junhui to get himself back into the lead. It's now 4-3 to this very talented Chinese player.
Front and showed that
Yes,
emotion.
indeed. Yeah, that was the moment.
So straight away that gives the opponent who's behind a little bit of encouragement.
Okay, whether it plays out in that respect, we shall see. But at the moment, it's the man from China, Ding Junhui, one in front.
Thank you.
Well, not for the first time. The red to the left corner or right corner is blocked by a baulk colour. And And it's this two-cushion escape from Ding Junhui. Already seen him do this a couple of times in the match. And just caught that red a little bit too thick. Now needs the blue to come to his rescue. I think it has. And now Mark Williams has to cover that red as well. Yeah, and this is still all about the red nearest the corner pocket. It's not hard to play safe or get the cue ball
Shut
back
up,
to
please.
balk, but you've got to cover that red. And as he snuck in behind the green,
Thank you.
well, he certainly didn't mean the cue ball to finish there.
He seemed to play that quite quickly without really studying the situation. He was in a bit of a hole there, Sean.
Yeah, it wasn't obvious, was it, the escape? He tried to swerve out, hit the red full ball and dump the cue ball on this cushion, but yeah, it was very difficult.
Well, it's that bit of good fortune that Mark had when he nestled in behind the green that has given him this, you would have to say, a very good opportunity here. Because the black spot's clear, the black's available into the right corner, pink's not too badly placed. It's a good chance, this.
Six. Seven. $14. 15.
Interested to see how Mark goes about this, but you're always looking at patterns of play when trying to work out how to split packs. And that red that's by the right-hand corner pocket, it's in a great position to be used as a reserve ball. Take all the other reds
22.
and leave that there, then split the pack off the black and try and
23.
leave that red there for a reserve ball in case it goes wrong. That's probably what Mark's thinking.
30. 31.
Yeah, he would have liked more angle than this. He does have the angle to stun into the reds if he wants to and keep position on the red by the pocket. If he doesn't like it, he can just play for it, as he has. That's fine.
$38. 39.
And that one just in off the jaw slightly. Oh, that's a wonderful shot. It looked so straightforward and simple, but he had to judge that to perfection.
46.
And just make sure that the white runs through as well, which he has done.
47.
Okay, he hasn't disturbed anything, but there's still the loose red that he can play on here. But then he's got to get into the bunch somehow. And it wouldn't be easy to do it from the blue because the pink's away from the reds.
54.
Now this
55.
is not as straightforward because of the pink. If he catches the pink half ball, he's not going to open the reds up. You need to hit that pink full on. Otherwise the white can slip away to the right or to the left. This is a key shot as to whether he wins the frame at this visit. Might be a possible pot on, but
60.
he couldn't have hit it much harder than that.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a reaction like that from the cue ball hitting the pink. That was weird.
$61.
But on he continues. Just a few shots away now from winning this frame and leveling the match again.
It's getting better by the frame, this match.
66. 67.
Talked about Ding Junhui having made 685 centuries in his career. Mark Williams, 655 centuries in his career.
$72.
Yeah, and you look at the best break builder of them all, Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's got somewhere around double that amount.
73.
Think about growing up watching players like Ronnie and John Higgins, Mark Williams. And Mark was famous for when the frame was over, when he got to 80 or 90, he'd just play a trick shot. The amount of centuries he could have had he have been chasing that record, he'd have been right up there as well.
Mind, there was no stats back then. People weren't keeping records of how
78.
many century breaks. And you're right, Mark used to just, when he'd made enough to win the frame, he never really bothered.
79.
But this is very timely. Ding Junhui threw down the gauntlet. And Mark Williams now playing the best snooker of the match so far in this frame.
86. $87.
He made 40 centuries last season. He's on 26 this season, similar to Ding Junhui. He
94.
hit 45 last season, 22 this season.
$95.
Well, we'll get a terrific cheer from this Ali Pali crowd when this pink goes in.
$102. $109. $111. $114. $118.
118 is the highest break so far in day 2. Neil Robertson made that.
123.
That's surpassed that and perfectly on the pink.
$129.
And the one-handed trick shot to finish the frame. Ding Junhui, that's the question in the previous frame. Mark Williams responded in kind with that excellent 136. We're level again, 4 frames apiece.
They always say something special. It is a best of 3. 4 frames apiece. Winning line is 6.
Now the best of 3, and Ding Junhui once again has found the same spot as he has done with every break-off shot. He's covered everything over the right side of the table, and Mark is left with just a shot where it's a containing shot, but he's got himself a good break-off shot there, has Ding Junhui. He's got to be careful he doesn't leave the red that's behind the black now. If he was to just send the red up the table, leave the white down this end, that's sort of eliminated that escape. Well, he tried a very risky one there. He was hoping to pot this and just glance off the bunch, but made a mess of it really. It just shows the importance of the break-off shot, Sean.
Yeah, Mark was in a bit of trouble there. As you say, Ding's break-off has been excellent today. I'll have to ask him how he's doing it, because I can't do that on this table. But he wouldn't mind having that red again. Made a mess of that positional shot. This black's very missable. Well played. He's lost the cue ball.
8.
At least one of these reds pots to left middle. And the yellow pocket, should he wish. Oh, excellent shot.
9.
Well played. Very confidently played as well. A lot of players would have played that with pace on and off the cushion so they can hit it harder, get through it. Ding Junhui just dropped it in. just over 2.5 hours the match so far, and it's been absorbing. Standard has definitely improved after the interval.
15. $16.
Although you see the table time pretty much even. It has been a match of opportunities for both. And as we get near the line, who's going to seize their opportunity?
21. $22. $29.
Just got to give this a little bit of due care and attention. Cue ball here. If it was straight, wouldn't be a problem just rolling through for the black. Now he's just a bit concerned. Should be okay, you would feel. He's having to just clip that other red. And he played it well, well judged.
$37.
Now that's just ran slightly awkward. This red to left middle is very delicate to find the gap for the black. The red to right corner. Again, that red behind the black causing problems. Nicely played.
28.
Not out of the woods yet though. A little bit high on this black, and that red underneath the black is going to come into play here. I think he can get enough spin on the cue ball to miss that red. Well, he couldn't, and he's moved too. He didn't mean that at all. Bit of a wry smile on the face of Din Junhui. Didn't mean to do that.
45.
Was trying to avoid this red and play for the red by the blue. Clipped it, clipped that one, and he's on 2 out of 3 reds.
$46.
Still looking good here. Play for the black off this red.
51.
Fabulous response this from Ding Junhui. Sat in his seat for the
52.
whole of the previous frame.
Well, he wouldn't mind having that red again. He's finished way short. Played to be straight on the black to play for the red underneath. Now I think he's got to play a cannon. He was able to get enough backspin to avoid the cannon, so all's well.
59. 60.
Yeah, he looks a bit straight on the blue this time, but he's got the red that's available to the right corner. But has he got a slight angle maybe? Just a bit, yep. He was okay.
$65. $66.
Just needs the black to leave mark at the snooker's required stage. Can you believe it? Was that in the back of his mind that that was frame ball? Well, he's still favoured to win the frame, but I mean, he did it in one of the other frames, made a 60 break, missed an easy red with the rest, and had to sit and wait for another 10 to 12 minutes before he clinched the frame. It's going to be the same thing again, is it?
Wow, that's a lovely shot. And this would be the steal of all steals. Needs blacks with all 4 remaining reds to win by 1. What a body blow this would be, just at the wrong time. Well, he couldn't find a way to play for a loose red. That red nearest the black, as it was, did go to the green pocket. But he chose to play the split, and that couldn't have worked out worse.
Yeah, another look at this. It's not easy to judge that from that angle, and bows his head as he sees the white sail past the reds.
Mark Williams,
Well,
8.
that little double kiss has left Ding with a chance to secure the frame. Okay, up into the corner, and this will be the end of frame. That's a poor shot. If this red clips into the middle pocket, it doesn't matter what happens to cue ball as long as he can clip the red in. But is it too thin? It looks very thin from that angle. That doesn't cut from where the cue ball is.
I would have said it definitely cuts from there, but it's very thin. Got to almost miss this red totally. It was thinner than that now. Where's it finished? And if that blue has covered the black, it's had a little bit more good fortune.
I think the black still goes, Sean. As we show you the tempted. You were right, it would cut in. Yeah, not a problem with the black potting, and that's perfect.
One.
Just having a look there to see if the red, 2 from the pink pots from a certain angle. Remember, he needs blacks with all the reds. And how's the angle? Can he pop this red and just nudge the other one?
8.
I think he's perfect, Sean.
Nine.
If he can get that far, he won't be playing to pot the red that's up past the brown and tight on the cushion, but he can certainly put Ding Junhui in a lot of trouble if he gets that far. Needs a lot of reverse side here, and he's had it.
16. $17.
Now, if he can position this cue ball in the right spot, he can then play a telling safety shot, because there's no way he could pot that red and get back up onto the black. So all about getting a good cue ball here. Make sure of the black. Now he can really put Ding Junhui in a spot of bother here.
24.
Sure, he can send the red up towards the black and Snooker behind the brown.
Mark Williams, 24.
Yeah, it's excellent match play from Mark Williams on display here. He knows, despite being 34 points behind, he can see Ding just rocking a little bit here. Well, he has hit the red, but he's left the red. And what a chance this is for Mark Williams to land a massive body blow as we reach the end of this match.
One.
Ding Junhui was set fair in with that earlier break, and he missed frame ball from right behind it.
And this is the shot that you were talking about, Sean. Have a look at this, more or less, to secure the frame, and he's missed the black off the spot.
8. 10.
The only problem here is the blue. I know it looks close to the pocket, and if you were just dropping it in dead weight, it's almost unmissable. But because you've got to hit it with pace to get out for the pink, which isn't on its spot.
13.
Bit of mileage left in this frame, I should think. Needs a good shot here to get perfectly on this blue. How's the pace?
It looks good to me, Sean. If it bounces slightly, it looks good to me.
17.
A little grimace there from Mark, because he's got to play it with a little bit of pace, and it can be missed at pace. Well played,
22.
though. What a frame of snooker. A 66 break, and he misses the black off the spot.
$28.
Oh, it's a delicate
Thank you.
little one. This from the wet match potting machine. And look what it means to him. You don't normally get a reaction from Mark Williams. What a frame he's pulled out of the bag there. And he's now just one frame away from beating Ding Junhui. He leads 5-4.
Saying,
Mark Williams to break.
but Mark Williams in the ascendancy, and how?
Well, that's one of the first break-offs we've seen where a long red's been left. Now, Ding Junhui, what have you got left in the locker after that? Well, whatever it wasn't helped by the biggest bang of the week in the crowd just as he was about to hit the ball. Out of Ding's hands now. Mark Williams can pop this red and get on a colour. Maybe it's Mark Williams' turn to have a little bit of run of the ball. That red could have gone anywhere having missed it. Snookered behind green and yellow. Can Ding get to this long red? Well, everything's happened
Mark
there.
Williams,
Missed the red by a
7.
mile, knocked the black in. Reds have gone everywhere. Has he left anything?
I think it might be safe. Let's have another look at where the white's finished. I mean, he's scattered everything all over the table, knocked the black in.
Thank
but
you.
let's have a look at where the white is finished. There's no easy pot on. Quite amazingly, he's left nothing that looks potable. It's going to have to be a good one. That's far from easy. Well, if anyone can drop this in, it's Mark Williams, but it's tough. So what a result Ding Junhui just had there.
One.
For a moment there,
6.
it looked as if Ding might not be on anything, but he's just crept past that red and he's got this red to the left-hand corner pocket. It certainly hasn't been the Ding Junhui we're used to seeing today with that expert cue ball control. Pot success down at 85%,
7.
you'd have to say, isn't great, but with that in mind, he's doing really well to still be in this game at 5-4.
Twelve. $13.
That wasn't great. Hit one like that earlier on in the match where the cue came through very, very quickly. He's overhit that by a good 6 or 7 inches. didn't know anything about what was going to happen to the balls after the cannon there.
80.
Can he get through to this red on the pink spot?
$90. $25.
Well, that was an interesting shot. That was telling. I think a Ding Junhui full of confidence would have played for the red near the pink. It doesn't matter as long as they keep going in.
26.
It's going to be on the green here. He's not on the blue perfectly. Plays the blue, he's got to use other balls to hold the cue ball, so I think green's the shot here. Yeah, well played. That was nicely played.
29. $30.
It's an amazing game, this game of
35.
snooker. It was Ding Junhui who scattered the reds all over the table here.
36.
Missed his pot by a long way, and somehow didn't leave a pot on. It was incredible. This was the shot. This was incredible how this came out. Just missed the pot by my knocked the
42.
black and sent them all over the place and never left a pot.
43.
And every chance now we're going to go to that deciding frame that we all thought was going to happen. Now that was a lot better shot than it looked. Loads of left-hand side there to regain
49.
position.
$50.
A few times in this match he's got to 60 where he looked like he was going to win the frame and then missed something straightforward.
56.
He won't want to be doing it again here.
57. $62.
Well, I think he's okay. I think he can just still get through to this red. Yeah, for a moment it looked like he was going to have overhit that.
63.
He's pointing at the cushion there as if to say that white shouldn't have bounced that far off it. At the snooker's required stage.
69.
That bit of good
70.
fortune certainly paying dividends here, and it's going to take us into a one-frame shootout.
$76. Usually 76.
Yeah, Mark Williams stays in his seat.
And the frame.
He was very fortunate there, Ding Junhui, but he did well to knock that break in, and we have that one-frame shootout. It's 5 frames all.
Final of the 2023 UK Championship, 6-5 to a certain Ding Junhui. So if that's anything to go on, you chew on that. Meanwhile, we'll chew on what is the second final frame decider of this year's Masters. Here we go.
He's done it again, exactly the same break off. And we always say, and John Parr's always a great advocate of a one-frame decider. You just want to have one chance, Sean, at some stage.
Yeah, you just want to be able to say, if you were to lose the match, at least you had your chance. There's nothing worse than putting all this effort in, not getting your opportunity, and having to sit down and watch. Ding going for this red to right corner. I have to say, he's had another huge slice of luck there. Having missed it, this could have gone anywhere. Catches the other red. Cue ball heads up to ball. That red has moved away from the pocket. Looks easy on your screen, but believe me, that is very, very difficult. And the last thing Mark Williams wants to do is throw his appearance at this year's Masters away on a shot like this.
You know, Sean, when you go around doing shows and exhibitions and you play on club tables, this shot is so easy, but people still think the tables these players play on have got easy pockets. On a club table, you'd get down and this would go in without any problem whatsoever. But he's refusing it, and I don't blame him. Can he knock this one in, though? Oh, where's the cue ball going to finish here? Well, Mark had a half chance. Ding Junhui's got a better chance.
Thank you. One.
And has Mark Williams played his last shot in this year's Masters? We will find out.
Eight. Nine. Eleven. Twelve.
Still at least 4 reds available before he has to think about disturbing anything.
70. 18.
Pretty straightforward to leave that one to the left of the bunch. Nice little stun shot off the cushion and take the white up towards it. And I think the red at the back of the bunch and to the right of it, it will be
21.
available in a few shots' time also.
$22.
Might have needed a slightly better angle. He's looking at that red that I mentioned there. So he must have a little bit of angle to be able to just stun over there. And he did have, and this is a key shot coming up because he'll bring a few more reds into play here.
29.
Got to make sure that he pushes the cue through to leave himself on the black again. Playing it with topspin, as you can see.
$30.
A few more inches there with the cue ball would have been slightly easier. Yeah, well played. That wasn't straightforward, but
37.
these boys are so good under pressure, and it's the ultimate pressure here. Deciding frame in the Masters. Doesn't get any tougher than this.
Well, this is what all those hours of practice are for. When the heat comes on, when you've got to do it on automatic.
$38.
You're that nervous, everything's moving. Your heart rate jumps up. Can you still pot them? Can you still clear up?
So far so good, but I think after this red, they're all covering each other
45.
somewhat. So this is the last of the easy reds. You can see the rest are all blocking each other into this pocket, and the same applies to the right corner pocket. So he needs to get good angle here on the blue. And he has
46.
done, and this could be the key shot coming up. If he can pop the blue and bring a few more reds into play, it could be all over. This is the shot. He's okay. It wasn't as he played. He wanted to go into them. He just holds his hand up there.
51.
He just overscrewed that slightly, Sean, but it's finished okay for him.
That was a very nervy one. Very nervy. He overscrewed that by 3 or 4 inches. He meant to hit the pink and he hit the reds that were to the side. Got that completely wrong, but he's still on this red. It's another good pot, and he's
52.
perfectly on pink or black. It doesn't look like there's going to be another twist in this match. Ding Junhui now just a handful of shots away from his place in the quarter-final.
They've only played each other once in the Masters way back in 2011, and Ding
59.
Junhui won that. And it looks as if he's going to take this one also.
$60.
And you've got to hand it to him. Okay, he had a bit of good fortune in the previous frame, but he still had to clear up. He's such a class act and proving it here.
65. $66.
Warmly appreciated by the crowd here at Alexandra Palace. And you have to give Ding credit here when Mark Williams cleared up
72.
to win frame 9 by 1 point. What a body blow that landed on Ding Junhui. Many players would have crumbled
73.
at that point. And Ding has stood up to the task in great fashion.
It's always nice
76.
to win a deciding frame, but to do it in style like this. And now that he's,
77.
wow, I was going to say every chance of a possible century break. He moved the red. White safe. Mark Williams hasn't done much wrong in the last couple of frames.
$82.
This Alexandra Palace crowd want to see a century break. And I don't think they're going to do. Big smiles all around, but just, can he see though? Just have a go.
90.
Give it a good old. It's in the middle pocket. No, it's not.
90.
Well, Mark Williams comes forward. It turned out to be a terrific match in the end. It was a slow burner earlier on, but it did erupt after the mid-session interval. And in the end, you have to give Ding Junhui every credit. He gets himself through to the quarter-final, beating Mark Williams by 6 frames to 5.